Hey, I just got home from work and changed into comfy clothes, and now I want to do some cozy embroidery. So I'm gonna grab my embroidery stuff, grab a cup of tea, and then chat about some lessons I learned when I got my wedding photos back. If that sounds good, stick around. This is the tea I'm making. It's just like the coziest fall tea. Highly recommend. Situated, and while I have my tea here, this is a Space Mountain mug because I did the Disney College program. Well, I did it twice, but I did it once in spring of 2013 and it worked at Space Mountain, and I just love it. So Disney will do these like monthly themed things, and one month was Space Mountain, so I bought. It's so freaking cute. Look, it's like Minnie's bow on one side and then Space Mountain, and it's glittery, so it's hand wash only, but I don't even care because I love it so much. Okay, I'm excited to do this. I love like get ready with you videos, get ready with me videos, but since this is a makeup channel, I thought like maybe you can do it with embroidery. So I figured like do whatever you want, grab whatever, or just like put me on the background. I don't know. Also, I got water because the tea is still hot. All those videos of people like pour the coffee then sip it, I'm like, I don't understand. Okay. So I want to give you an update, kick us off here. I have this side going pretty well. I'm going to keep working on this one, and then I need to place patterns up and keep going. I now have a deadline, which is October 11th or 12th. It's whatever Indigenous Peoples Weekend is. We're going to go down and see my sister-in-law in Raleigh, North Carolina, and I want to give it to her then. So I got to get to work. I'll continue on this, and then I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to place it. And then I want advice because, let me show you. Okay, so I'm working with like generally these colors right now, the whites, but especially this green. And I want to eventually get to this like olivey sage green. I think it's really pretty. So I'm hoping to kind of, I don't know, ombre it up. I started with like the lightest green here, then a little bit darker, and then I want to do like the dark green to the sage. Drop a comment below if you have any ideas on how to like do that in a pretty way. I've also looked into different stitches for the little flowers. So maybe I'll try that. Probably not today while I'm chatting, but maybe for the next one. We'll see. Okay, I thought I just filmed a whole thing and it turns out I didn't record. So we will redo. I'll explain to where I'm at. I'm doing some white thread on this flower. I'm doing a satin stitch, which I wish I knew more stitches. I wish I could fill it in with something else. I know I keep wanting to call it the big and small stitch, but the long and short stitch. I think that adds cool texture, like I did that over here. But for this one, I started out with satin, so we're sticking to it. I also want to talk about my wedding photos and some lessons learned. So my first tip for my wedding photos is just make sure that everything that you want is there. What I mean by that is that there are photos that you took, of course there are photos you took, I should say, that you have memories of and you're like looking forward to. I would do a quick check of your photos just to make sure that all of those are included in what the photographer selected to include in your like finals. So we didn't know to do that, and we realized when a groomsman asked us for the photo that one of them was missing. So our groomsman and my husband's groomsman and best man look kind of similar, and the photographer mixed them up. So when he did photos of just one groomsman or the best man with the groom, he included a couple options for each group, but then he left one of the groomsmen out. So we just emailed him because my husband remembered taking photos with him, and he was able to get us those. So just do a check of like, hey, everything that you remember taking that is important to you is there. One photo that we forgot to take, which is like, how did we forget to take this, is a photo of just me and my mom with both of us dressed, like in my wedding dress and her dress. We took some I have this dressing gown that was made from her and my grandmother's wedding dress. And we took ones with a lot of pictures with my dad, like with my mom and dad, but we didn't take one of just like me and my mom in my wedding dress and her dressed, like her and her dress. So that was a whoops, but oh well. The way I think about the photos is that like we have a bunch that we love. There's a bunch that are just like fun, oh look what happened photos. And the memory of the day was really great, and like that works, that is good enough. Even if the photos aren't perfect, they're not like works of art, but like great. It was a fun memory and now we have them, so that's good. But speaking of works of art, that comes to my second one. My second tip is my second tip is to just like click through them to make sure there's nothing kind of wonky, so that there were no like glaring editing misses or like things that they did on accident. Tea break. Where this came in for us is there's a photo of me and my bridesmaids, of course there is, outside before the wedding. And in it, I'm not gonna show the picture, you know, out of respect, but there's a yellow hue across the middle of us. And it's not that big of a deal, but like, I think it's really obvious, but that's the kind of thing where, you know, ideally a photographer would have been able to fix that one. So, oh well, small potatoes, but if there's any like kind of glaring editing, I'd say almost like glitches, I think it's worth bringing up to your photographer and just seeing what they can do. Okay, so that's what I would consider like my second, they're not really tips, but like second thing to think about. Man, I wish I could go out a little bit farther on this flower. Somehow I'm making this a box. I can't wait to see tips in the comments for this project. I feel like that's gonna be so helpful. So we'll see. If you would like to give me some pointers, I would love that. I also want to see, you know, if this is the kind of video that people want to watch. I love get ready with you videos, but I never like pay attention to the makeup. So I just like people chatting and doing a thing. So hopefully that translates to embroidery eventually, but we shall see. I also think my first couple of videos, they sound a little bit like a book report. Like I think I just like, I'm obviously nervous, which is fine. I'll be nervous for a while, but the way I'm presenting it is a little bit book reporty. So I'm hoping as I try out different formats, I figure out like what is more natural, or hopefully if some formats feel more natural, it can translate into others. So we will see. But I'm gonna keep going on this satin stitch and check back in a minute. Okay, I'm learning, we're trying again. This is the third time I've tried to film this part. The first time it said that there was no storage. I probably deleted it one of the times. Here we are. So I forgot to tell you where I'm at stitching wise. Okay, so I finished this satiny part and now I'm doing satin up this way. I'm gonna do white, and then like the yellow or the pinkier thread there. We'll see. But next thing photo-wise is like sharing it with people. The photos are so beautiful. They're such good memories. And I think that sharing is a really exciting part of getting your photos back. And I think it's twofold: sharing on your own social media, like with your own friends and family, and then literally giving the photos to friends or family. So the way we're approaching this is we first want to post what we want on social media. We want to do our own, like, here was our wedding post. Where that comes in, I think, is just like making sure no one has a photo that they are gonna post before us. So we're gonna do that post and then share with friends and family that have social media. I think that'll be good. If you have advice on how to share a bunch of photos with family, that would be great. My husband's family lives pretty far away, so we want to do it digitally. And I don't know the best way to do it. I don't know if I should just like buy some USBs, if there's like a good website to share. If you guys have any advice on that, I would love to hear it. With sharing those, so we want to get our posts up, and we also want to pull out the photo that we're going to use for our thank you card, and then the photo that we're going to use for our Christmas card, just so that those kind of like favorite photos people see from us first. We may also post them on social media, like before they're on a card, but I think it is important to both of us that we get a chance to post those ourselves rather than having friends and family also see, you know, how beautiful they are and then choose to post them. So we're gonna either pull them out or just like flag them, I think is the plan, to be like, hey, these are the ones that we're using, so like, don't use those ones. Other than that, I think like same tips as everyone else, which is, you know, store them in a bunch of different places. That's easy enough. Different computers, different hard drives, whatever you can do to make sure that they stay safe. The next thing I have to decide is my photo book. So I didn't do the photographer package that included a photo book. And I have to decide if I want to do the kind where they're printed on the page or the kind where you have, oh, I just pulled something through here, let's see. Somehow I have 2 loops. Let me go on the back and inspect what's going on. I don't know if you have this, but as a beginner, there's always a question when it snugs of like, do I just pull hard? Just like see if it figures itself out. And I think this might be one of those pull hards. Success. So where's the saying? The photo book. The photo book. So whether I want to do the kind where it's printed on the page or the kind where it's like the photos go in a slot, I think those are really cute as well. I don't have to commit to the format as much. And if I ever want to take them out of the book, they're right there and I can like take them or give them to people or whatever. And I kind of like the idea that they're like so easy to transmit that way, and that I don't have to totally decide what I want the design to be right now. Photo books that are just the slots are actually like not that expensive, so I might start with that and then see if I want to do the like coffee table book later. But we'll see. That's where I'm feeling now. If you've done anything cute with your wedding photos that you think would be fun for some newlyweds to do, let me know. I just did the knot back there. Look how, as a beginner, I'm just gonna say, I feel like the back is like, it's not looking crazy. That was a success. But if you have any suggestions for what I can do with my wedding photos, that would be greatly appreciated. And again, recommendations on this project as well. I thought I was gonna get a lot more done as we did this, but then I had to learn about like storage on the iPhone at the same time, like how to frame a shot and what settings to on the camera. Okay, so as I finish out this little flower bud, I wanna just chat about how this was my first week and a half on YouTube, which is kind of crazy. It feels really exciting. I feel like I learned a ton. I learned obviously about like phone storage, but also about editing and about uploading videos and about which side of the, I don't know if you can tell, but I filmed this video with the back of the iPhone instead of the selfie view, which led to some complications, like not knowing that it wasn't filming because the storage was full, but hopefully a higher quality video. And I just hope my videos keep becoming higher and higher quality. More people like them, we will see. I'm very thankful for the few followers I have right now. That feels very cool, and the views I've been getting. I am very appreciative, so hopefully more people will find my channel and want to do some cozy embroidery with me. We shall see. But along those lines, if you are liking this, if you want to see my journey here, if you want to chat about embroidery or wedding stuff, please subscribe. I did the nice side of the Space Mountain mug to end this video. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you got some work done as well, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.